Hi everyone. It is a cleaning Sunday again. This morning I'm cleaning my CZ Shadow 2 again. Probably clean this more often than anything. Because yesterday I participated in a class, Advanced Handgun II. And that was fun. Dealt with a lot of, exercises and drills. How, turning, deholstering, is that the word for it? Deholstering the gun, aiming at a target, also, walking around while being focused on the target, walking between barrels, doing like these figure eights, and then the range officer would call out. This is one of the exercises. The range officer would then call out a qualifying detail that would distinguish between two different targets that you're looking at. And the qualifying detail pertained to either a letter, a number, or a color. And that way you're listening, you're paying attention, and you're also quickly assessing where you need to be shooting. So it's like a shot assessment drill, as well as just moving and being aware of your surroundings and your firearm, and then obviously when you need to reload and stuff like that. That was just one of the exercises. So this is CZ Shadow 2. It is empty. I'm just making sure I see light coming up through there, just for my own edification. Ever since the squib incident, want to make sure when I check it, I want to see light coming through that. But it is empty. All right, well, I need to have it cocked so I can take it apart. But all right, so I'm gonna disassemble it now. Line up the hash marks. Pop the pin. Pull out the slide stop. Oy. Just give it a look. What's going on? Yeah, doesn't look too bad. I mean, you could see a little build-up here and there. Shot about 100 rounds yesterday at the class. So, it's not a whole lot. I have a trash can here. Not a whole lot, but I mean, I didn't put a whole lot of rounds through it, but the guide rod, barrel, it's a nice little I guess I'm seeing just debris. I shot with 115 grain ammo yesterday. I got a decent price on it, and normally I shoot with 124, but they're so similar. I just was like, some people say dirty. Some people say the 115 or the 124 is better for the Shadow 2, because it's a European gun. I don't know. Just looking on the barrel, there's a lot of it needs some attention. You can see like debris stuff. So, but I have my cleanse oil spray bottle. Just gonna give it a wipe down, So spray parts, let that soak in. I like the cleanse oil. It's all lemony. Seems like it does a decent job. I don't know. I guess everyone has their own kind of cleaning regime. I like to spray everything down, let it sit for a couple minutes, let the cleaner, the cleanse oil work its way into the debris, the buildup, break it down, and that. So, more about the class. More turning and deholstering drills, which are fine. We did some concealed carry stuff where we have outside the waistband holsters, but if we were supposed to wear like a longer shirt so that we can cover it, so that you have to pull the shirt back before you can deholster the pistol. That was relatively simple. It felt I had a flow. It just felt right. I did it. I lift up, sweep back, boom, grab the gun. Like it was just not pointing to the ceiling, but I mean, I was able to do that rather easily. I'm very used to deholstering the Shadow II, especially with having to turn the safety off. Like it's all part of the muscle memory. Two things from the class. I mean, the classes are fun. I enjoy the people. I enjoy the instructors. I enjoy the experiences. Always have been positive. I mean, at this point, I should just go for my concealed carry. Not that I ever want to carry. I'm not going to carry a Shadow II, but there's other information that they share in that final class, like use of force, for example, which I am interested in learning about. But one of the drills was laying down, like being on your back with your feet on the floor, so your knees are up and you're shooting between your knees. That was fine. Little like like I'm shooting between my legs kind of thing, and I'm like, I don't know how you feel about that, but a lot of the drills are supposed to in some way, shape, or form mimic a potential scenario, like if you get knocked down or if you have to shoot under something. So with the laying down drill, they were laying on your back and doing it, turning on your one side, doing it, turning on your other side and doing it. You're shooting at a target that's normal height, but you're shooting at the, it's a target of a person with a gun pointing at you, and because the instructors didn't want us shooting drastically up towards the ceiling, they said just shoot towards the groin, so shoot towards the lower half of the target. Understandable. But that exercise, when I got done with that, well, first off, I had to, I have a leg strap for my holster, and I had to unbuckle that because it was causing the pistol to just dump out of the holster because of the position I was laying in. So I had to unclick that, and then when I got up to walk away from the exercise, a little dirty, I was reminded of how out of shape my core is, because my abs were freaking out. Absolutely freaking out. That was a little painful. There's no way I was going to be able to do that a second time, which thankfully I didn't have to put that, I didn't have to draw that line in the sand and be like, I can't do that again, sorry. Because there's no way I could have. My stomach was like, fuck you. So along with my squeezy exercise, I'm going to have to do crunches, just for my own sake, for my back. That's just a good thing, but apparently that's going to have to be a thing. And the final exercise for the class They have two separate pistol ranges where I go. So most of the class was in the one range, and then they had a portion. The concluding exercise for the class was in the adjacent range, and they set up a bunch of targets that were various scenarios that they depicted different things, like just the civilian, for example, or someone with a bomb, or a police officer, or a hostage, or someone with a gun pointing at you, or someone with a knife. And the idea was, is as you walked along, you had to quickly ascertain how to address the scenario. You know, is this a threat? Is it not a threat? Where do I shoot? Do I shoot them in the head? Can I go for the body? Are they wearing body armor, etc.? So that was good. It was in low lighting as well, so it's tough to see some of them. For example, there was someone with a bomb on their chest, and they were holding a switch, and they were like this, looking at you in the picture. I thought they might have had a knife. I didn't realize it was a bomb. Funny enough, the way that I was interpreting the image, don't ask, but I was interpreting them as like some kind of, it's funny, Shakespearean actor with just the garb on, and I was like, okay, whatever, because I've seen all sorts of different targets that just depict different things just for the fun of it. I mean, you don't know, could be a crazy Macbeth actor who just went nuts with a knife on stage. Who knows, right? Stupid shit. And I'm being absurd, but things happen, and all sorts of goofy scenarios get portrayed in some of these drills. Well, so I thought he had a knife. So, one of the things we were supposed to do was yell out what the person has, if they have a weapon. The idea being that if you were in a situation that witnesses could at least say, yes, he said drop the gun, or he said drop the knife, kind of thing. So as you're walking along and you're ascertaining the scenario, if they have a knife, drop the knife and you shoot. Drop the gun and shoot. Acknowledge what's going on. Just don't open fire on the target just because it's there. One of the targets was literally a civilian with a water bottle. Obviously, you don't shoot them. You just move on. And the Shakespearean actor was not a Shakespearean actor. He had a bomb strapped to his chest. So, and you were supposed to shoot him in the head. I did not shoot him in the head. I thought he had a knife. The things you think went in the moment. So right now I can still feel my stomach, my core being all tight. I am in my basement. If you're wondering why I'm dressed like this, I am in my basement and it is cold. So I'm also doing laundry at the moment. So this barrel's looking pretty clean. I mean, I didn't put many rounds through it, so it shouldn't be that dirty. But one thing it did do on me, which might have been a magazine thing, but when during one of the exercises, the magazine emptied, and the slide didn't lock back. So that's just looking clean. So I was like, well, because that does happen with this gun once in a while, and I usually think that's because either it's the magazine doing something goofy, or maybe the gun's just dirty, or a little bit of both. Who knows? So Haven't posted many videos lately. Just figured I'd film my cleaning because I might just get into a conversation. You never know. That's pretty good, I think. If you notice, the video quality is a little different. I don't have the camera set to cinematic feature, which I've noticed is actually a little worse in the long run. So, as far as appearances go with the video, the final quality. I bought a scope for my rifle. That's coming in this week, so that'll be nice. I'm getting a new case for it today, because now if I put a scope on it, I can't put it in the bag that I originally purchased for it. It's just too much, it won't fit in there. I was like, I gotta buy a new case, so I got a Plano case. They're inexpensive. Basically need it just for transport, and I think it should be fine. You know, it's not fancy. It's not like my Pelican Vault, which I have for the pistols, which I have not shown. That's a really nice case, and they make larger cases, but you know, I need something for transport really, for the rifle, and it was either a $40 case, the Plano, or a $50 case for the Plano, or $170. Or $170 for the Pelican case, which are very nice. But I really don't want to pay $170 for a case after I just, you know, spent money on a scope. I got a Vortex 2.7. I think it was 2.732. I think it was Crossfire 2 V-port. A lot of my research was leading me to that. A lot of YouTube videos were sending me there. Conversations online with people. A lot of people were, you know, they were approving of the Vortex. So like, yeah, go with the Vortex. So just inspecting this little piece here. Starting to look a little worn, not too bad, but so, you know, I went with the Vortex. They had some nice videos. The company itself had some nice videos on YouTube. I figured I'd look into the actual product, and they're on Amazon, and they get decent ratings on Amazon. And I'm always leery about Amazon reviews because I know how they can fudge them. That, and sometimes there's just idiots who leave poor reviews for really no reason at all because of their own stupidity, and they're blaming somebody else because they're a moron. So I took that into account. But, you know, over 7,000 reviews and like 4.6, 4.8 out of 5 stars. Like, that's pretty good at that rate. That means the majority of the people are very happy with the product. And the liberal gun owners on Facebook, they were also recommending Vortex. So, pretty dirty in there. So, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with the Vortex. It's not that expensive. The one I'm getting for, you know, I have a 22. It's not crazy. I'm not going to be shooting at crazy distances. I'm not going to be hunting with it. Um, so, and like I said, all the videos and articles were kind of leading me in that direction anyway. And I was looking up scopes for 22 rimfire. Most of them are like, yeah, Vortex, go with this one, go with this one. All right. I mean, how much of that is algorithm messing with me, messing with my perception? I don't know. I think if you look enough, eventually the algorithm isn't going to be a factor. But, so I'm getting that, and I have a CZ rifle, and getting CZ rings for the rifle at the moment seems to be impossible. They're all out of stock everywhere. Well, I learned that the dovetail on the CZ for where you would anchor the rings, the dovetail is 11 millimeters. And I'd heard that the CZ dovetail is tricky and you got to make sure you buy the right ones and the right kind of rings for it because it's an unusual size. I'm like, it doesn't seem like it's an unusual size. You just need to know what you need to buy. And that is an 11 millimeter mount. You know, little rings that have an 11 millimeter clasp on it. And there are plenty. There's lots of those. So I even took a pair of calipers to the dovetail on my rifle just to double check, and it was a .43, which is 11 millimeters. So I was like, sweet. So I got a pair of relatively inexpensive rings. Hopefully I don't regret that, right? The rings had good ratings, so they seem like they could be reliable, and you know, that is one thing about this hobby, this interest, is how expensive it can get. What, Henry? Cat. What? Hello? I can't pet you. I know. I can't pet you. I have nitrile gloves on that have gun debris on them. How are you? So I'll be putting the scope on the rifle this week and taking it to the range next week. Try it out, zero it up. Let's hope the case is okay. It seems like it should be long enough. I have the CZ457 Jaguar, which from stock to muzzle is 48 inches. It's a long gun. The barrel itself is over 28 inches long. So I need a big case, unfortunately. Alright, so that seems okay. Now for frame. Ooh, that's pretty black. A lot of debris on that one. Try and get under the light here. Ah, Sorry. The phone camera's right here. So some little nooks and crannies which always kind of collect debris. Right? Yeah, you can see how dirty that is. I think the side stop is always difficult to pull out, I think, and when it is, or rather when it's difficult to pull out like it was earlier, it means it's definitely dirty, that there's debris holding it up, that's locking it into place. Stuff coming off of this. The cleanse oil really broke it up, broke up the debris, and now it's just taking the cloth over it and just wiping it all up. This is such a great gun. As pricey as it was, it's nothing to complain about. I know. You definitely tell why it's used by professional shooting people. I think that might be okay. It's just there's a lot of debris. You know, you think you're good, and you soak up another Q-tip and you go in there with it and more stuff. like a dry Q-tip and just kind of run it around. And you hit any, jeez, still coming up dirty. There's just a lot of the mechanisms right here. It's really tough to get in there with a Q-tip. I don't know if a brush really does it. I mean, I would think a brush, you know, breaks stuff up. I just don't know how well. You know, and unless you do like a hardcore breakdown, you're not going to get it perfect. You know. And you don't want to oversaturate, you know, so you want to wipe everything down, because it's always going to leave a slight film of oil, which is all you really need. Yeah, I had to wake up early for that class. I really needed to sleep, but I signed up for it, so I wanted to. I'm glad I took it. It's always a good time. They have a lot to share, and it's just a different experience, different shooting experience. So that's always nice. But definitely could have used the sleep. I don't know, you know, you can go down I'll go down the grip. Couple drops. Sorry. Work with me. Work with me. So I've been shooting for over a year now. I think I probably already talked about that. spinning the rod so that the cloth wraps around it and I can kind of wipe the interior a little better. So I currently have, I don't think I've talked about this. I currently have two permits at the moment, open permits to buy in Jersey. And I have not decided on what I want to get. I did want to take advantage of the GSSF pistol program so I could get another Glock at a discount price. I have been looking at a Glock 17 for a very long time, and I think that's what I want to do with that. Especially if I want to participate in the GSSF, it, you know, can have a secondary pistol. But I guess it really would behoove me to get a second 34 in case my 134 has a problem. I have another one because, you know, you sign up for, you register for a particular division, you tell them what gun you're using. You can't change the gun in the middle of what you're doing, so you need to be able to still be able to use that gun. Just looking around. I know. I think that's probably good. Still getting a little bit of debris here. All right. Time to loop back up. Yeah, I like to do wherever there's metal on metal contact happening. Make sure it sticks out of the end. Looks good. I'm making this awkward. I don't know why. There we go. Good. Magazines I was using at the class. Don't need oil. Yeah, at one point during one of the exercises when my mag ran out, the CZ, I think I mentioned this earlier, CZ didn't lock back. I don't know why. Maybe it was a dirt thing. I don't know. I don't think my hand was in the way in any way, shape, or form. Empty mag. Yay. Okay. Well, that one's all right. I mean, I didn't have that problem the second time. It was just a momentary hiccup. There you go. All right. One of those things, I suppose. So start cleaning up. I'm gonna give my cotton cloths. I used up all my extra Q-tips. Take my one rag and I'm gonna wipe down CZ. I don't know, at what point do you take the gloves off, right? At what point do you take the gloves off? And this might not have been the point to take the gloves off, but what are you gonna do? Such a nice gun. That's it.